Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also how we're going to fix it together. And the content that we're going to talk about today is the media is openly saying it out loud, that this whole gun infringing, gun show loophole, changing rules through executive bureaucratic fiat at the fault of the Republicans through the Biden administration, it's all for votes and consolidating the Democrats' own power because Biden is weak. Understand. Just like when they were trying to push gun control and pass all these bans early in the Biden administration, it was coming from weakness. They were signaling to their base because they needed the support. It's happening again. I'm about to walk you through the entire thing. Everything is linked into the description box below, and I can't wait to hear what you guys think. And of course, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn the notification bell on. And the content today is brought to you by Ground.News. Now, let me run you the article through that I'm showing here. Biden administration looks to close gun show loophole. That topic, gun show loophole, shows what Ground.News does. It brings all the news together from our world and keeps the media accountable through showing you the background information. Check this out. Feds expand background checks for gun sales online at gun shows. That's what we've been covering. It's all the hot topic. In fact, look at this, 128 sources with left, center, and right dispersion of bias across the board shown right there, showing you who's doing it and how they're doing it. Now, let me show you what's actually trending on Ground.News. Gun violence and control, up. You can check this out for yourself. There's a link in the description box below. Make sure you get the Vantage subscription where you get a 40% off. And thank you to them for making this content possible. Let's get to this article that I showed you because this is about something bigger than just infringing on the gun rights of the American citizenry. That's just the gravy on top. This is what it's really about. Check this out. This is the key stuff you don't see in a lot of places. On Thursday, the Biden administration announced it is closing what is commonly referred to as a gun show loophole, which doesn't exist, by the way. That's just a marketing term. According to the DOJ, around 20,000 unlicensed firearm dealers sell firearms that either online or gun shows across the United States. And that's the loophole, selling firearms without a license for profit, which is not what they're talking about. What they're talking about is individuals because they changed the definitions. We've covered that. By the way, it's the Republicans' fault. We've covered that too. The new rule makes it mandatory that buyers submit background checks, which will basically stop you from selling your own private property. That's the idea. They're turning you into a dealer. But that's not what this video is about. This part right here is so incredibly important. Look at what they're doing from a position of weakness. Come November, this new rule could help President Biden, who has received a backlash over his handling of the war in Gaza, the backlash in turn impacting his polling numbers. Skirt! You understand what this is? And this is where it all ties together because we are smarter than the average bear, all right? You're talking about someone in a Biden administration deciding that because the polling numbers are bad in the split between Israel and Gaza, it's now a great idea to infringe further upon the gun rights in the nation because that'll motivate the base and potentially soften the issue with the Gaza-Israel conflict on Biden's polling numbers. Everything that we're seeing is Biden trying to reclaim the narrative and support of the left because he doesn't have it. See this for what it is. You're canceling student debt loan relief or issuing relief and canceling student debt loan. You're going after Christians with Transgender Day awareness. You're going after gun violence. All of these things are placating to the left's core base. You don't placate to the left core base unless you don't have the support you want. All of this is bigger. Our gun rights are being used as a pawn to further gun control and solidify the polling numbers of Biden himself. That is what we're talking about. That's why this whole thing is so important. We focus on the why. We look at everything on the underlying side of it because this is where it boils down to. If you see it for what it is, you can take action and make plans on it, all right? Let's continue though, because again, here's the base talk. He wants to assure his base that he hasn't lost his liberal base, and particularly he hasn't given up on gun control, Whalen said. Don't know how you'd think he's given up on gun control since all he's ever talked about is infringing on the rights of the Second Amendment every chance he gets. But because the gun controlling constituencies want their gun control, they want their raw pound of flesh, then they're going to have to consistently see something. You've seen this every single time they make an executive action or some sort of announcement or executive order or any of these things through the ATF or the FBI or the DOJ. It's always based on the political expediency of their own careers. It's not based on solving the problem, because what they're doing here is not going to solve any problems except give gun controllers what they wanted, which can be pulled out by the root by the next president with the sign of a pen. Understand what this is, but I got a little bit more. However, some argue this new rule could infringe on Second Amendment rights. This is why Whalen expects the rule to be challenged. Biden will face the same among Republican voters who might be thinking, I don't want to vote for Trump again, but look, he's taking away our rights, our gun rights. That's the flip side to this. So when you placate this hard to your gun-controlling left and you're trying to get your left motivated because they aren't, you're going to end up motivating the gun rights people who may or may not like the idea that Trump is running for president because he's anti-gun in a certain perception, which I understand it. Well, in that point, now you're going to motivate him and say, well, I guess I'll vote for Trump because you're going after our gun rights even worse than Trump would. This has the potential to backfire. And that's why we look at all these things through this lens, because this is a massive thing that just happened, and you guys are on the cutting edge. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.